Justice was served this weekend.
Justice was served?
Yeah, I'll get to it.
Oh, you want to talk fantasy?
Let's talk about it, dude.
Again? I'm really not that mad. You know why? I scored more than 200 points. Trey McBride didn't have the best game, but wouldn't have won me. It wouldn't have won me the game. Yeah. My opponent had 3 players that had over 30 points.
Trey McBride was pissed.
He was pissed.
He was pissed. He was like walking off the field into the locker room, and he's like, "We're bleeping sorry, dude." I was like, "Oof."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, what's there to be mad about? He just got beat by a better team.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, Josh is looking like big brain move, dude.
Yeah. Very sad.
Good for him, though.
Yeah, good for him.
Not really.
Still have the chance to.
I'm pretty sure this will be back to back. Or no, I think John won last year.
All right. Welcome to the house. I'm Isaac Smolden. I'm joined as always by Bryan Fields.
Hello.
If you need homeless or at-risk youth services, you can take it to my house.
Behavioral health services.
Yes, 300 North Willow Street in downtown Wasilla. If you need behavioral health services, treatment services, we're excited to announce that January 6th, we will begin offering residential treatment services here at my house.
Yes.
Which is a fantastic testament to our whole staff, especially the peer support team, Rebecca, Kira, everyone just doing a fantastic job with that. So, super exciting stuff. Bryan, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Christmas. Whether or not you celebrate, there's at least football to watch on the 25th, and you'll get the day off. So, do something that feeds your soul. Spend time with the people that make you feel good, and probably watch the Chiefs win again.
I don't know.
We'll see. So this past week, we have a couple things. I was in Vegas, where the Las Vegas Raiders play. If the Raiders think that I'm paying $60 to watch Raiders Jags as a bit, you're wrong. Because no, I'm not.
Yeah.
It would have been funny. But not that funny. And I'm not that upset that I wasn't there after seeing what that game looked like.
Yeah, so Raiders typical... I feel like I called this.
I crossed out Raiders lose again.
Yeah.
But Raiders fans don't seem to be thrilled.
I feel like I called this because I literally said earlier, I said, it's just so stupid, dude. Like... The fans, we get behind them and we're like, yeah, we're going to be somewhat a decent team. And nobody was like, we're a Super Bowl caliber team or anything, but we were trying to rally behind the team, right? It's our team. And then, they just put on this display of just hot garbage.
It was garbage,
right? And I'll give them a little bit of slack. Like out of week one starters, I seen the stat the other day. Of their week one starters, 31% of their team is on IR or out for injury, and so they have had a ton of injury. Our whole defensive line was completely riddled with injury, and so
not great,
not great. But anyways, so we rally behind the team, and then we get to a point where we're like, all right, we suck.
Yeah,
we're gonna suck.
So
we embrace the suck. You know what I mean? And we're just like, okay, we're gonna lose. We're gonna get a high draft pick, right? Well. Not so much, because the Raiders in Raider fashion yesterday go from draft slot 2 to 6, and it felt like the biggest giant FU from Antonio Pierce to Tom Telesco and Mark Davis that you could ever see in the history of sports, because Mark Davis had a chance to back Antonio Pierce at the owners' meeting, pretty much danced around the issue, stated that him and Tom Telesco were going to be graded separately. He really likes Tom Telesco because he did choose Brock Bowers.
The best. I picked the best player available in the draft that Isaac didn't know about, apparently. But
and then when AP after the game, after the game was asked, what do you have to say to the Raider Nation that was eyeing like that number 1 draft pick, and he said, "Talk to Tom Telesco."
Ew.
Yeah. So it really stings. I've never been so upset about a Raider win in my life.
It wasn't even a good win.
And
either.
I was hoping
garbage.
Exactly.
It was a bad game.
It was a bad game against a really bad team. Like, I don't know what they're celebrating for. Like, I get it a little bit, and you're not supposed to tank, but teams tank, dude. Like, get over it. NFL, Roger, you're just not.
Mm-hmm. Here's the good news. The only team that has a worse record than them right now is the Giants. So even though they are in the 6th draft position,
there's a tie.
There's a tie of 3-12 with a bunch of teams.
Yeah, but I mean, like, look at who you gotta like need to win.
You gotta suck worse than the Titans, the Jags, the Browns, the Patriots.
Right.
And you need the Giants to win a game.
All of those teams except for 2 of them. So you're 50. Yeah. So
yeah,
it's
not great.
It's not great. And then what? What are you gonna do? You're gonna mortgage your future? Deion Sanders came out and said Shador's gonna be number 1. Giants aren't giving away that pick. He's already hinted to the point that he doesn't mind Shador going to the Giants. And so the whole thing where Eli Manning, let me force my way to the play, that probably won't happen. And so then you're sitting there, and I'm looking at the draft class where you got some talented guys, but they're guys that look like they might need some more development. And
who's going to be your veteran QB? Kirk Cousins might be available.
Well, you have Minshew under contract still.
Gardner Minshew is your grizzled vet.
Oh, man. It's
rough. Glad I didn't go to that game.
Yeah.
Game I did go to, Kraken versus Golden Knights. I don't need to spend a ton of time on this. The Kraken got pumped. They scored the first goal. We all got to be loud and obnoxious. We were sitting in a literal sea of Golden Knights fans. Obviously, that's where the game was. And then Vegas proceeded to score 5 unanswered goals over the course of the next 2 periods. If Joey Decord had been in net, do I think the Seattle Kraken would have won? Not necessarily. I know that Philip Grubauer is maybe not even an AHL goalie at this point. I want this dude banished to Siberia. He is a terrible goaltender this year. He has one of the lowest, if not the lowest save percentage in the league. He is literally not an option, and every time he is in net, you do not have a chance to win. But here's what's really frustrating, Brian.
Yeah.
Is we were in Vegas. You should never gamble more than you can afford to lose. So I just had just for fun. Makes the games a little more interesting. Couple little, $2 bets, $5 bets. It's fun, right?
Yeah.
Well, as soon as I saw Philip Grubauer was in net, I immediately took the under on saves because he sucks. 877 save percentage, 3.63 goals against average. Let me translate that for you. It's really bad.
Yeah.
Took the under on saves. He gave up 5 goals in this game and then an empty netter, which doesn't count against your save percentage, but 5 goals. And the line was 27.5. And by God, he made 28 saves in a game that he looked freaking awful. So he double screwed me in that
rigged,
game.
Dude.
And I'm not happy about it. The Kraken are absolutely flailing. If they had a backup goaltender, I think that could be a fringe playoff team. Great trade for Capo Caco. He scored his first goal last night. The Avs, my darlings, have done something no NHL team has done. They have replaced both their goaltenders before Christmas. And wouldn't you know it, they're on a run and they're back in a divisional playoff spot. Go figure. Turns out goaltending is important. Okay. Got that out of the way because the Kraken were playing the first team in the Pacific Division. It would have been cool if they beat Vegas when we were there. What can you do? Here's a team I'm
Hold on. I just want the audience to understand that I have pulled out a timer on my phone because Isaac will go on a rant for 20 minutes if we allow him. So he has 5 minutes to get off his chest the frustration that is the Seahawks.
Okay.
And Geno Smith.
Just let me know
and DK Metcalf.
Let me know when I can start.
And start now.
Okay. DK Metcalf scores a touchdown for the first time since week 7.
Yeah.
Great.
Great.
Jackson Smith and Jigba. Another fun little bet. $5. Felt really confident about this. Jackson Smith and Jigba to score a touchdown and have over 70 receiving yards. Lock of the week. Automatic gonna hit. Right there. Bam. $26.
Yeah.
Always gamble responsibly. And that was so responsible because it was gonna happen. I loved my boy. I was wearing my jersey all around town. This game was not as bad as the Packers game because you were in this game the whole way. You were trading blows, shot for shot. I don't want to see Sam Howell under center either. I get that your offensive line is not the best. Gino, what does your offensive line have to do with that game-ending interception?
Whoa, you're throwing that on Gino? DK ran the wrong route.
Yeah.
He was supposed to come in front of the safety, and he, instead of doing an actual out, he went and looped and then stopped right before the safety. You're gonna put that on Gino? See, this is the delusion of Seahawks fans and DK Metcalf. You refuse to believe he is the worst route runner in the NFL. He has made it to where he's made it on pure athleticism. And good for him, dude, but he is a go route diva. He wants to run it. He wants to run straight down the field. He wants contested catches. He wants you to chuck it to him even if there's 3 people on him. And if you don't do it, then he's not happy. That last interception was not on Gino. That's why Gino was pissed and was like freaking out because, dude, it was a terrible route. Terrible route. And then he wants to wonder why Gino doesn't want to throw him the ball. You don't run the right routes. You try to just do whatever you want to do. You give up on plays. I wouldn't throw it to you either. Sorry, it's still
okay.
Every analyst in the world called that on DK Metcalf.
Sure. But who's the guy that's throwing the ball?
So you're gonna tell me you're not gonna trust your number 1 wide receiver?
I'm gonna. First of all, Jackson Smith and Jigba is the number 1 wide receiver.
He's supposed to be okay.
I think that,
but he's not supposed to be, right?
No,
Jackson Smith and Jigba has been proven to be. But DK comes out and he says, "I'm all these things. I'm the greatest thing since turf." Right? So you're telling me. So if that was Justin Jefferson, you don't throw that ball.
I'm saying
1,000% you throw that ball.
I'm saying that there can be responsibility on both sides.
No, you need to. Oh man, no, I refuse.
You think he had nothing to do with it?
Let it go. DK is not who you think he is. He's a fraud. DK is a fraud. And you are like,
I think.
And I get it. He makes some cool plays and he makes it look fun and exciting. And
I'm willing to have that conversation, but like, it's not just DK. Geno Smith has thrown 2 interceptions. You can like guarantee he's going to turn between that and our center snapping the ball over his head this year.
That's like blaming Baker Mayfield for the loss last night.
How about this? The team takes too many penalties.
Fair enough.
They shot themselves in the foot again. They had a winnable football game, and the team, Gino, DK, the defense, the offensive line, the coaching, everybody maybe I shouldn't say that, threw a winnable game down the toilet chute. Okay. I'm willing to have that conversation, but I don't want to be reasonable right now. I just want to be angry. I want to be angry.
But you're angry at the wrong person.
I'm angry at everyone. I'm angry at everyone.
You're not, because you're bailing out DK Metcalf for a bonehead. He's a veteran wide receiver.
He ran a bad route.
He
ran a bad route. Yes. Okay. He ran a bad route.
And the wrong one.
Fair enough. Sure.
Okay.
The whole team wears that loss. There's so many opportunities in that game.
Yeah.
So many opportunities in that game. They could have kicked a field goal the drive before, took a bunch of penalties and pushed them out of field goal range. Right. And then their solution, instead of just running the ball and getting into field goal range, like Jason Myers can.
I'm gonna give you an extra minute because I stole a couple minutes because you're a delusional fan.
Just It's backbreaking. And I would be more willing to just let Geno have the benefit of the doubt and put that all on DK. But here's the deal. He's thrown 15 interceptions this season.
For sure. No, there's definitely some. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying I think let's look at some of those interceptions. I guarantee you there's a couple tip drills in there. I guarantee you there's a couple, again, where they're running the wrong routes or there's a miscommunication. I think QBs, and I guess rightfully so, because it falls on their shoulder on a team's success. But I think your blame is wrong here, because I think it's the same thing like that happened with Debo the week before, where he's like, "Get me the ball. I'm a good wide receiver." And then they have like an easy touchdown and he drops the ball. Like it's an easy catch.
Yeah.
Hits him in the chest and he's, you know what I mean? So like, I just think
I'm willing to have the DK Metcalf conversation, but I just got to save it for the end of the season at this point. Because at the end of the day, the players that are on this team are on this team. I wish DK had run better routes. I wish Geno wouldn't throw so many interceptions. I wish that our offensive line wouldn't take stupid false start penalties that force them into throwing the ball, running that route in the first place. Yeah. I wish a lot of things. This division sucks. The NFC West is terrible, but the Rams dealt with injuries early on and then got hot at the right time. The Niners were completely out of it from all the injuries that they had. And gifted you a cakewalk to first in the division. I mean, you lost to the Giants. That's why you're in this situation. They're not out of it. They could beat the Bears. The Rams could lose. That'd be helpful. And then it comes down to week 18. You got to beat the Bears next week. The Bears suck. But it wouldn't surprise me if they lost. I had no delusions that this team was a contender.
Yeah, you did.
For a Super Bowl? No. I never thought they were going to.
You mean that type of contender. Okay.
Sorry. I thought that they might be able to get a playoff spot, and I think that they had a route there. They had a lot of things go right for them with other teams. They can't get out of their own way. Disheartened. The only team that I'm more pissed about is the Cardinals, because Bengals money line, hit. Detroit Lions to cover the spread, hit. Falcons money line, hit. Colts to cover the spread, hit. Cardinals versus Panthers. Arizona. You bunch of bums.
Can we just give a minute to shout out Bryce Young?
Good for Bryce Young.
Dude.
And you know what? Didn't I say that at the beginning of the season? Is he has the chance. Hey, the Panthers have given him just so little opportunity to develop, but he has the skill set to do great things if they can just, surround him, or if he goes to a team where he's actually able to develop.
But they haven't really added any pieces. They've even shipped pieces away.
So good for Bryce Young.
And he got benched in the middle of the season.
I thought that the Cardinals were different this year. I thought that they took a step.
The Cardinals thought that too.
And don't worry, I don't want the Cardinals to do well.
Yes.
I just thought I'd give them some credit.
Yeah.
Because they're moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
What was that? I'm angry.
Kyler is exposed.
I'm angry because I had the chance to make $100, which would have paid for my fantasy team losing this week too.
Yeah.
Everybody loses. The Cardinals had
justice was served.
Such a easy game in front of them. It was all there. And I don't know if they just failed to show up on time. They definitely failed to put their foot on the throat. And
well, some of their team just looks like Marvin Harrison Jr. doesn't look like he even wants to be there.
What's going on?
I don't know.
I said they'd be 8-9. They're going to finish last in the division behind the Niners at this point.
Yeah.
And they looked good at certain points during this season.
Yeah, they look like world beaters.
Did I miss the whole team coming down with the flu?
That is what's so fascinating about the NFL. It's the only league in pro sports that resets week to week.
It's so the emotional whiplash. I thought the Cardinals were better than this. They're not.
They're not.
My ill-advised $2 bets only return about 2/3 of the money that I put in. So just know that I'm wrong about 33% of the time. Not that anyone takes me seriously anyway. The NFC West is a freaking disaster.
Yeah.
And I'm so...
Yeah, dude, they're talking about trading Shanahan. That's crazy. That's so crazy.
I am just at a loss. I really thought that I'd have more to say, but I'm really just at a loss.
Yeah.
It's
been a weird season. I think teams are getting momentum behind younger players, and I think the younger players are building confidence is what is happening. And so I think these younger players that came in were a little bit shell-shocked, and they're now looking around the league and saying, hold on, this is our league to take, right? Like if you look at all the retirements and everybody that has kind of transitioned out, it is their time. And I think that they're trying to like rise to the occasion. So it's very interesting. In the AFC, there's a very interesting thing going on.
Yeah, we're 2 weeks away, so I have a little section here for us to kind of go around the horn and take a look at what's going on.
The Bengals, the Colts, and who's the third one? I think it's
Broncos.
Broncos are the Broncos.
Or sorry, no, Bengals, Dolphins, Colts are all 7-8, and none of them are eliminated from the playoffs.
Right.
Chargers and Broncos.
Yeah. Bengals have a chance to still somehow make the playoffs.
I hope.
Who do you think it's going to be?
Well, okay, so Chargers and Broncos 9-6, Colts, Dolphins, Bengals 7-8. I don't have their full schedule pulled up. I think that the Chargers, if there's a team that's going to fall off in the last 2 weeks, I would put it on the Broncos.
Yeah.
As the team that would fall off, because you're getting good performances out of Bo Nix. Really good. And right after we talked about it, really good Thursday night football game. Really good Thursday night football game. Huh? That was I liked that. Yeah. Thank you, Amazon, for finally giving us a good Thursday night football game.
Amazon's fault.
It
should be Saturday football or something.
Yeah, something. So my money would be on the Broncos. I think that the Bengals, of all those 7 and 8 teams, look the best.
Yeah.
But they have a tough road in front of them. I mean,
they need things to go their way.
Well, if the Chargers and Broncos, all they have to do is win one of their last two, and they're in. Yeah. So,
and it's in their hands because a little bit in their hands because they need the Broncos to lose. They play the Broncos this week.
Yeah,
but they also need the Colts. And who was the other team?
Colts
and
Dolphins. Bengals are all 7 and 8.
Yeah.
And in the NFC, you have the Falcons and Bucks are basically playing for who's going to win the division and then who's going to miss the playoffs. Yeah. And the Rams and the Seahawks are doing the same exact thing, with the Commanders and the Packers being essentially locks to fill out the wild card spots.
Can I just say that I love that Dallas has embraced the villain and just being a spoiler and just like playing their tails off for nothing.
They're eliminated. And it's crazy that they're eliminated at 7 and 8 when you have 3 teams in the AFC that can still make the playoffs. Yeah. It's a mess right now.
Yeah.
We got 2 weeks left.
So fantasy update real quick.
Yeah, let's
I mean, I don't know. I think we'll have more to say about who's going to be what, after next week shakes out. So in our work league, Jay Dagenhart has taken the championship. I gave him a ton of crap.
Yeah,
Jay, if you see this, I'm sorry.
We were all wrong. Beat Kitties of Vengeance.
And he somehow still won with Josh Allen putting up 11 points. In other news, in Sleeper, justice was served this week, and Isaac was eliminated.
Scored 200 points. My opponent is just projected for 264.
Yeah, that was crazy.
When your opponent has Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Bijan Robinson.
Yeah.
Brian Thomas, who put up 30 points for the Jags.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb put up 18. Jonathan Taylor put up 44.
What did you put up last week?
Like 210,
Okay.
209. Josh just has a better team than me. Yeah. Hats off. And Jaden Daniels, right before we leave, I know we've covered a lot of ground, but Jaden Daniels might be him.
Yeah.
That was such a fantastic game.
Yeah.
And would the Commanders have come back if Jalen Hurts was healthy? I don't know, but Jaden Daniels put his mark on that game.
Yeah, for sure.
And you can see
like I
how
said,
fired up he is, how fired up the fan base is to see him. People, like man. he is like revitalizing a downtrodden fan base.
Yep.
That's always a good story.
Yeah, in other news, I placed a little wager to win half of my money back, and I succeeded in getting Carl into a trap game because I look like an easy win, right? I put up 124 points the week before.
You're basically the Dallas Cowboys in the sleeper league.
Yeah, I gotcha. And then
we've been talking about gamble responsibly.
Yes, gamble responsibly. Yeah, no, not at all. And then in my other ESPN league, where I won last year, I have moved on to the championship round, so I get a chance to defend my title. But I'm going to be going against a roster that has Jaden Daniels, Breece Hall, Jonathan Taylor, Devontae Adams, Jamar Chase. And then it gets kind of like iffy from there, where it's Hunter Henry, Jacoby Myers. Yeah. So this guy, he made some phenomenal trades. He got somebody to get rid of Chase when he was having his super bad start. He got somebody to, I think he got Jaden Daniels for Josh Jacobs and Amari Cooper.
Whoa. Oh boy. What a great week it is.
So yeah.
What a great week.
We're still in it, ladies and gentlemen.
So much. I mean, there's just so much sports.
Fantasy never ends until you tell it to. I am proof that you can power through. Even when your team sucks.
Yeah.
Power through. Never give up. Never surrender.
Embrace the challenge.
Yeah.
Innovate. Adapt. Overcome.
Yeah.
Even when we're rooting against each other, sports bring us together. See you next time on To the House. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. We'll see you next year.
See you next week. Year? Week. Something.
Year. It's year, you ding dong.
Holy cow. That's crazy.